Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. We have an interesting guest here, Mike Taylor. He's an ex-army veteran and also turned marketing expert. He owns a marketing agency and then writes for gaming industry and stuff. So has his own podcast, man. So many things. Mike, welcome to the show, and also please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. I know we had a little trouble trying to get me on. Everything was trying to stop me, but I was determined to get on here this morning. Um,
Well done.
yeah, I'm Mike Taylor. A lot of times you'll probably find me if you Google me. You'll probably find Mike Taylor Life with Lyfe. Um, and I didn't know I can be Googled until recently. A friend of mine actually told me, so they actually Googled my the name that I go off on the internet. So Mike Taylor Life. You can do usually find me on there, but I started a after well, going back, I think after I retired from the military after 22 years. But prior to that, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and in the end, I wanted to be home more. I was in special operations for 13 years, so I was always gone, and I missed a lot of my family's time and a lot. My I have four kids, and my first one was my son, and I missed most of his life, going because I was gone all the time. So I have three little girls, so I was like, man, I need to be home more, and I came up with a plan, and I first was a marketing agency, so I could stay at home, I can learn more. I have a first degree. My first college degree is in computer science, so I kind of use some of that. And I'm going back to school right now in business and administration with a concentration of entrepreneurship, so that I can kind of learn and hone in more of my skills. And I took my marketing agency from working in more of the corporate world, doing basic marketing skills, to now I target more into a niche to more of like a gaming and entertainment. So we deal with like music artists, and we do with more of the entertainment side. It's a lot more fun than the corporate world, and I get to use, especially like the gaming stuff. So I get to use a lot of the gamers. I'm a huge nerd, and so now I get to work and talk with a bunch of guys that my hobby became a job. So that's super cool. Because the marketing agency that I had in the beginning, I've been retired for almost 3 years now, and the first year and a half, by the end of that year and a half, I was kind of dreading getting out of bed, and I was like, man, I this is feels like a normal job. Like I don't this isn't isn't fun. I'm supposed to be retired and enjoying life. So I kind of thought about it more, and I was like, man, I gotta change this up, man. I gotta really, and at the same time, I was writing for fun. I'm a writer on the side, and I was kind of developing adventures, and I was writing short stories. And a friend of mine was like, "Man, you really need to start publishing this stuff." And I didn't think I was that good, and so I wrote up a couple adventures, posted it on a gaming site, and people started buying them. I was like, "Oh, well, crap. I guess I really need to start getting my stuff together." and Shortly after that, a couple months later, I asked a friend of mine that I met online a year or so before, and I was like, "Hey, I really kind of need some help guiding. I'm not very good at this gaming thing yet, but I can definitely run a business, and I can write, and I can organize, I can do all this stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, he'll help." And I started making my gaming label, which is Chaotic Chronicles. So you guys can definitely find it at chaoticchronicles.com, and we have all the social medias and whatnot. And we went from there, from two of us designing a few adventures and whatnot, to now I have a team of eight. There's people underneath me, and they're just ready to write, and they're ready to design. We have artists, we have photographers, and we have a published poet, which he's our team bard. So he does like songs and poems and stuff, and he writes things for the books. So I really enjoy that. So with that, I kind of turned my marketing agency more into that, and I kind of now focus more on the entertainment side, and with gaming, and also music artists, and just whatever's in that area, because I really enjoy that kind of things. And you know while I'm able to kind of guide my guys into our projects, it kind of goes very slow for me. I have extreme ADHD and OCD, so I'm constantly moving, and I don't get to sit down and kind of relax. I don't know what that word is. So I'm also doing tons of things at once. So I started freelance writing. So if anybody needs a writer, on the side, blogs, articles, things like that, I do that for a lot of companies. They contact me and I write, for them during the week or whatever they need. So it's really fun. I get to do, different things. Some of them I ghostwrite, so I'm not able to kind of say what I do, but it's very interesting because I go a wide range from corporate businesses to some of the medical fields to TV and movies. I had my chance. I helped write a couple scripts for YouTube channels and their videos and whatnot. So that was really cool. Um, and just a lot of these things are really to me it's like more of an adventure. And I get to check the box and kind of go along the way.
Exactly. And also, can you tell us, like, sort of, because you've been in the army for such a long time in special ops, so going from there into marketing, I mean, how did you manage that change? I mean, it's a huge
Man,
change, obviously.
it was a huge change because I at first my whole plan was okay. I saw this video. I was at school for the military, and I was just kind of when you're at school and stuff, you're usually alone and you're sitting in the little barracks room or the hotel room that you're in, and you're just by yourself. And I saw something come online. It was called affiliate marketing. I was like, oh, what's affiliate marketing? So I started looking into that, and this was years ago, so it was kind of new in a way, and digital was coming across, and I was like, oh, okay. So I started looking into it, like, oh, that sounds really good. Something I can do off and on and do that. And as I did it, affiliate marketing, I started getting into it, but I was like, man, this is a lot harder than what they said. This isn't like, they made it like, oh, you're gonna be a millionaire in a month, or all that stuff. And I was new to the whole business, trying to entrepreneur. I had a couple of businesses beforehand, but they were more like services and labor fees and like things like that. So I knew how to do that, but digital wise, I didn't know. And I was like, man, these guys really sold me on this one. Like I really I really got caught up, and so I was kind of bummed because it wasn't what I thought it was, and I started learning more. And as I was learning how to do that, I was learning to try to market myself as well. And then I started reading, and this one guy article I was reading was like, yeah, if you need to learn how to market yourself so that you can market for others. And that was kind of made like a light bulb. I was like, wait a minute, man. Like, and then I started learning because then I was like, man, I'm really good at this other stuff, so let me, figure out. And then it took off. Like I'm really good at that, and I'm not good at so much at the affiliate marketing and trying to sell other people's things. And I was like, okay, well, let me just see what I can do here. And it worked out because like in my social media, I was, a couple years ago, I was getting paid by Facebook and Meta to just post funny memes. Like they're just like I was getting paid several $100s a month to just post a few things a month, and they were like, hey, if you sign up with us, we'll make you an influencer or something. So that was kind of cool. That worked out for about 8 9 months until it wasn't for me anymore, and so at the same time, I was like, okay, well, I just had this huge following now. It's like close to 8 9,000 at the time, people on Facebook. So I was like, okay, well, let's try this. And then I started using it to help other people, and then it was going back and forth. And as at the same time, I'm learning how to algorithms and analytics and all these types of things, and SEO and keywords, and so I'm over here nerding out trying to tell people like, oh, you need to do this, and they're just like, I don't know, understand. How about we just pay you and you do it? I was like, okay, I didn't know that was a thing. So now I get to do that, and it's really cool that I get to work around these types of things. And then I got to meet a whole lot of people, and that was a huge thing. And music artists were like coming to me, and I was like, I didn't know you guys needed our help. And so they were contacting me, and then other businesses were contacting me. I got picked up by a medical training company that trains like the CIA and military and first responders, and it's a tech 9/11 Tech Med. Those guys are really awesome. They go all over the world training medical first responders and military, and they made me their head marketing for. I was with them for about 9 months or so. So that was really cool. I got to learn a lot. That was a huge thing. And after they started kind of go their own type of way, and I started doing my own, we kind of parted ways in a very good, healthy relationship. We still keep in contact. And from there, I used that knowledge that I had with them, and I started making my own. So TaylorLyfe digital marketing was a thing. Um, so that was one of what we do now. On top of like working as an influencer, which I didn't know that I was one until probably a couple like 6 months ago when someone asked me to do that. They started asking me, they're like, hey, how much will you charge to promote my stuff? And I was like, I'll just give you a shout out for free. And they were like, why? You are, you have a huge following. And so I didn't know that that was a thing either. I'm horrible at promoting myself. Like that's the people are just like, here, do this for me. I'm like, all right, I'll do it for free. And they're just like, why? Here, take my money. I was like, all right, I guess I'll take your money. We'll do this and I'll help you out. But my thing is to overproduce constantly. Like I never do what I say I'm going to do. I always do extra. And so that usually, makes them smile. And I enjoy doing it. So it's not like I'm doing it to be greedy. I'm not trying to be a millionaire, but I'm just trying to have a ribeye steak for dinner for the rest of my life.
This was a good. That was a good short moment. Like real moment. So yeah, fantastic. I mean, such a great story and stuff. And what's this podcast that you have? Like, where people can find it?
You can find us pretty much anywhere. We're definitely on Spotify, Apple Music and whatnot. It's called SideQuest. It's on we are the Paladins of podcast. We talk about what we are is a podcast on TTRPGs, role playing games and board games. A lot of nerd culture. We have a lot of guests that come on from all types, from Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons, to everybody from all the way down. We talked about Monopoly and the history of board games, and we've had other people from different type of podcasts and different shows from all over the world. We ended our season 2 weeks ago, so we're taking a break for the summer of recording, but our shows are still coming out because we had probably a 3 month waiting list of people from all over the world trying to get on the show.
Wow.
We went from very little listeners to we over tripled those numbers, and then we went to having a huge waiting list of getting people on the show. And the names were just crazy. Like people were coming up to me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. They was like, "Hey, we heard your show. How can we get on?" I was like, "Oh crap, we got to get a list." First, it was an Excel spreadsheet, and then I was like losing contacts, and I was like, "Okay," so I had to do it like more professional. And then I looked at it one day, and my co-host Rob, I was like, "Oh crap, Rob! Like we were like 3 months out," and he was like, "Wait, what?" Like we were recording every Thursday, but we release our episodes every other Saturday. So then we looked, we're like, oh man, we have like 4.5 months worth of recordings to publish still, and we have 3 months of people waiting to get on the show. So it was really great, like because this is the fourth episode or fourth season for his show because he asked me to come on and kind of help him revamp it and kind of he saw what I was doing. I started a worldwide community called Dungeon Scribe Society, and it's just a bunch of creators, artists, musicians, writers, everything from all over the world, and we come together on the Discord and we just brainstorm and help each other out. It's a very positive community. So I developed this with a couple other creators, and we have this world community. And he was and he was like, "Hey, can you think you can help us with the podcast?" So I jumped on. Me and him were the two hosts, and re we gave rebirth to this podcast, and it's a huge, awesome thing that we have now, and it's one of the more popular podcasts in the gaming area. Which now we are getting ready for the next season in September, which we already have people signed up to kind of come on the show for September now. So yeah, we're really excited about it.
Wow, fantastic, Mike. That's a great story. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you all for watching and listening. If you like this episode, drop us a like, subscribe, and also comment below as well. Share it with your friends and family. And see you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.
All right, thank you. Bye.